Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where I made a major mistake this week that I'm going to tell Kelly about.
Ooh,
Don't
I
judge me
love
too
to hear
harshly.
that. Oh,
We'll talk
oh
about that
no,
later.
I'm gonna have to judge you. Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
You sure you don't want to
Uh,
go first?
no, I want to put it off. I want to put it off
Okay.
as
All
long as
right. I'll
possible.
I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that.
hmm
Okay.
So, how was your week, Kelly?
um, it was all right actually. I made a work bestie.
Okay.
Which is nice. I've never had a work bestie before. So I get to complain to somebody who's not in my department about how my day's going.
Oh, I complained
Love
to
that for
everyone.
me.
I complain to all my coworkers all the time.
I only complain to one of my other coworkers,
um,
because like she gets it. But
oh, me and all my coworkers complain to each other all the time.
oh
All the time.
really?
If anything dumb is happening, we just say it out loud, and all of us are just like, "Yep."
I love that because I feel like if something dumb happens in like our department, we'll like secretly like message each other in teams and be like, that was dumb, right? Like what just happened? That was really dumb. And then like they
Oh, we'll do that in
reply like,
meetings.
oh yeah. And then like it's really funny. We'll all be messaging like privately one another, and then for some reason we'll all leave our desks and congregate right in the middle and be like, okay, so now we can talk about it.
Oh, we all just sit in the same room, so we all just talk to each other. And then if we're in a meeting,
um.
we have we use Google email, and so we use
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our own space, even though we all sit
Oh
in the
yeah,
same room, and we just talk shit
yeah.
in there. Whenever we're like, we can't actually talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that for you guys. I absolutely love that
hmm
for you guys.
We're
But
we're really
because
we're really trauma bonded, like really trauma
oh
bonded.
yeah, yeah, I love that for you guys.
Since
But yeah,
the
because
incident, we've gotten very close. Since the incident,
oh,
we've
oh,
gotten
okay,
very close.
that's understandable. That's
hmm
that's what y'all were in the trenches.
We were in the trenches.
Y'all were
We
in the
were fighting for
trenches.
our lives.
Seriously.
hmm
But yeah, just because our desks are like it's big open space and there's like multiple departments around us, like we have to be quiet or like use Teams when we talk. So like sometimes we'll just congregate in the middle and just talk. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's my job that's doing this, but I hurt my shoulder, my right shoulder. So
Oh.
bad that like I'm constantly like standing or sitting with my head tilted because if I have it straight, it starts to hurt.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's been hurting since Friday, and
Don't put
like
those
because
patches on your arm again. The
I
one
have
that
one
you're
on right
allergic
now.
to. Kelly!
Oh no, okay, no, no, no. See, I found one that I'm not allergic to
Okay, good.
because I can tell. Like, for you know what's so bad? Like, I know my allergy isn't like super popular, and so all of the like these like pain patches, they never say if they have it or not. They never do until I put one on,
Oh.
and then like 2 minutes later, I'm like burning and there's a rash. So I literally like I was looking through like I looked through the whenever I picked one up I looked at like I googled the company, I would google their products and be like I'd be reading that ingredient list and I'm just all like
Mm,
it would never say. And so I literally just bought one out of the dark and I was like if this burns then I'm going to have to give it to somebody else. Um but actually it works. There's no the only like burning sensation is like the menthol
hmm
and that's what it's supposed to do. So I'm buying these patches for the rest of my life, whenever my
Okay.
shoulder starts to hurt. But yeah,
Happy you
no,
found
I'm not.
something.
I am not torturing myself in that way. I absolutely could not. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping it will be better by Tuesday because like I have a scanner at my desk and it's on
hmm
my right side and my right shoulder is the one that's hurting. So I'm like, I absolutely cannot work if this is just gonna keep hurting. So hopefully hopefully it'll be better by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Just don't do much
Um.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no. Well, we're going to the pool tomorrow, so I'll just like lay down. I'll
Okay.
like gingerly face plant into the water so I can get all wet, and then I'll just lay down and sun soak for the rest of the
Okay. Sounds
day.
good.
Yeah. So is that enough time between when we started and now to talk about what happened to you?
I'm gonna talk about that last.
Okay.
So for
How was your
me,
week?
this week at work, they served us some greens that had raisins in them, and I wanted to scream. I
Yeah.
literally, I literally texted everyone, and I called my mom. I was like, "What is
You
this?"
called your
I called my mom. I was literally
mom?
sitting
That's
there
hilarious.
on. It was a nice day outside, so I was eating outside. I was literally sitting there on the roof, and I called my mom. And I was like, "Mom." I was like, I thought this was just like a joke. I didn't know white people actually did put raisins in everything.
Yeah. You
Like
were like, you will not
greens?
believe a white person made this.
Because I was eating them, I was like, "Why is this sweet?"
Oh, it was
Like,
sweet?
it was sweet. I was like, "Why is this sweet?"
Oh.
And then I also had like a sandwich, so I was like eating the sandwich, and then I
Hmm.
saw something like a little
Oh
clump of something. I
no.
was like, "What is
Yeah.
that?" And I picked it up, and it was a fucking
A
raisin.
reason.
I took a picture
No.
of it and everything. I was like, "What is this?"
I love that you were so flabbergasted. You're like, I need photogenic evidence that this is actually in this.
So yeah, I I'm gonna have to be more diligent when I, go and eat at my job because
Yeah.
that should never happen again.
Wherever you went to get that food, you just look at them dead in the eye and be like, are there raisins in this? Is there
I'll
a
look at
surprise in here?
I'll look at the like black kitchen staff leader or
Menu
whatever
board?
he is. What?
Uh-huh. No,
No,
go
there's like
ahead.
a guy who like runs the kitchen and he's like black.
Mm-hmm.
For the one I went to, I will go up to him and be like, "Bro, is there raisins in any of this food?"
My brother in Christ.
My
Be straight
brother
with
in
me.
Christ.
Is there raisins in this?
My skin folk. Is there raisins in
What?
this?
Is there something in this that a
That
white
shouldn't
person would put in it?
that a white person would put in this.
And he's like, excuse me, what? And you're like, raisins. Is there
Raisins.
raisins in this?
Mayo for some weird reason. What else do
Is
white
there
people
mayo in a
like?
sauce that should not have mayo?
Yeah. Is this steak I'm gonna eat rare? Let me know.
If I was an
'Cause,
undercover brother and
yeah,
this was a test, would I
would I
pass?
pass it? But no, I will one day talk about how white people don't cook their food, which I think is very strange. They like throw their
Yeah,
food in some heat for like 5 seconds. They're like, "That's perfect." It's like,
raw.
so we're not seasoning or cooking our food. Okay,
Nope.
okay.
Bro, how do you think England had all those diseases and plagues, bro?
Probably from the lack of cleaning themselves, but that's another conversation for
Oh,
another
well.
day. um, let's move on. So
Yes.
this for since Thursday, today is
Mhm.
Sunday. My
Mhm.
family has been gone, and it's been amazing. I cleaned the house. The house is like clean, like clean, clean, and it's gonna stay clean for like more than 24. Like it's been over 24 hours since I finished cleaning, and it's still clean.
Things are still where you left them.
Things are still where I left them. It's been
I absolutely
amazing.
love that for you.
It's been
I love that
there's
for
no
you.
hair all over the bathroom. It's been amazing. I'm living the
uh,
dream. This just
the
makes
peace that
me
you feel right now.
Yeah, I feel so peaceful. This just makes me want to live on my own even more.
Yeah, honestly, the minute you start living by yourself and you like clean stuff, and then like after a couple of days, you like look around and it's still clean, you're like, oh, so I wasn't the problem.
I wasn't the problem. I knew I wasn't the problem. Like, please.
Yeah.
But
But this is just
yeah,
confirmation.
this is confirmation. And they don't come back until Tuesday, so it's gonna stay clean until Tuesday.
I love that for you.
Yay! Love that for me as well. I get a whole full day in the house by myself in a clean house, and then on Tuesday when I leave, it will be clean. I don't know if
Yes,
it'll
it
be clean
will.
when I come back home, but when
It
I
will.
leave, it will be clean.
Bro, you know there's no mess like a mess when you come home from a trip.
I know. I'm gonna come home. There are gonna be suitcases all over the living room. I'm just gonna be so pissed.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it's not my
You walk
problem.
in, you just close your eyes. You're like, I don't want to see it.
I'm gonna need to go in there to work out though. That's where my exercise bike is.
Oh, true, true.
Uh, okay. Now I will tell you what happened.
Okay, tell me what's wrong.
Um, so our friend and I went to go see The Little Mermaid yesterday,
Hmm.
and when we got there, there's like a parking structure, and I was parking my car, found a spot where I could charge my car. I was very happy. Got
Yay.
in there. I was like, cool, cool, cool. But I was a little crooked, and I was like, let me fix it a little bit. Kelley, why did I
No.
knock my passenger my passenger mirror off?
No, Jordan,
There, there,
no.
there, there was a pillar there. It was a very tight spot as well, and I was
Uh-huh.
just trying to just like get out a little bit so I could straighten up a little. And then
Uh-huh.
I swear I was not even moving back fast. I was moving back like very slowly, and then all of a sudden we both heard a crack, and I looked over, and the mirror just like
Uh.
flew out. I was like, no. I didn't even
No.
get upset though. I just immediately accepted it. I was like, of
Yeah,
course.
I
Of
mean, what
course.
else are you gonna do?
I mean, I was like,
Oh no.
cool. So we just like took like the little, so like the like thing is actually still there. It's just like the
The
mirror
arm?
part broke.
Okay.
Yeah, the arm is still there. It's just the
Okay.
mirror part broke, and then like the bottom of it, but like the top portion is like completely intact. Just like a little bit of the bottom like chipped off,
Okay.
but the mirror is like cracked. Like it's gone.
Okay. I was
And
all
so,
picturing you literally rip the whole thing off of your
oh no, I didn't
car.
rip the whole thing off the car. Like if you just like walked by my car, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like if you walked towards the front,
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't be able to tell. But like
Yeah. If you
the
look at
mirror is
it.
gone. The mirror is gone.
Okay.
So I had to
Okay, so
drive her
that's
back.
not too
I
bad.
had to drive her back home very carefully because I didn't have a mirror.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, but it's not as bad
It's
as it
not
could
as
have
bad.
been.
And then
Okay.
I was trying to look for, so like it was like way too late for me to like call a shop or anything because like
Mhm.
by the time we got out of the movie and finished doing everything we were doing, it was like 4 o'clock, and so there was no
Oh,
time
yeah.
for me to go
Yeah,
to a
no.
shop. And then today is Sunday, so like all the shops are closed. So
Mhm.
so I was like looking, I was like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, oh, maybe I could just like order a mirror and send it here and like just fix it myself. Like it's not that
Replace
hard to
it,
like
yeah.
replace it. It wouldn't get here for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, and I was like,
What the
I was like, what am I gonna do for 2 weeks? I was like, that's not gonna work.
all
And it was
anything that comes to mind, it would look ghetto.
yeah, it would look very ghetto. I'd rather drive around without the mirror. Um so I'm gonna have to call some places tomorrow to see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. But let me give you like a little run through of the Little Mermaid.
Okay.
So we went to a theater that had Dolby, and
Oh, okay.
I've never done Dolby. Like neither of us had ever done Dolby before.
Really?
So we got in there. It was really pretty. They had like a blue light, and then they had these like plush, not plush. They were like leather,
Mhm.
um, like recliner seats.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, these are really comfortable. This is nice.
Oh, yeah, they're
And
nice.
and then the movie started, and we were like, ooh, like the Dolby sound, like it sounds good. Blah 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 blah. And then at certain parts of the movie, when did it start? When did it start? Oh,
Oh,
there's a
no.
part of the movie. There's a part of the movie where there's fireworks, and literally the fireworks went off, and our seats were shaking. We were like, "Whoa, whoa!"
I didn't know I was watching this in 4D.
And we were like, "Oh, okay." And then another explosion, and another part of the movie happens, and it was rocking again. I was like, "Oh, they really want you to
Dang.
feel the sound." I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay." But overall, great movie. Enjoyed it. Everyone go watch it. Kelley, did you
I
watch
heard
it? I
Melissa
told you.
McCarthy. I haven't gotten to see it yet. We're probably gonna go see it either later tonight or tomorrow.
Go see it tonight.
But I heard Melissa McCarthy was really good in it.
Yeah, she was good.
Okay.
Overall, most people were good in the movie.
Okay.
I gave it a 4.5.
All right. Not
I
bad.
gave it a four and a
Not
half
bad.
on Letterboxd. It was good.
Okay.
Javier Bardem, is that his name? He was a little
Who's that?
stale. He plays Triton. He was a little
Oh,
stale. Um, and then there's that song with Aquafina, which was
there's a
something.
song with Aquafina.
She's like rapping. It's really
Oh,
something.
okay.
But overall, the movie was good. I
Okay,
enjoyed myself.
good.
And then by the time we had hit Part of Your World reprise, when she hit that high note at the end of the song, I literally said she's taking it. She did it. She is Ariel.
I love that for her.
So it was lovely. I enjoyed my time. I might go see it again. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
But I am very busy movie wise because for some reason
Yeah, you are.
June is packed with movies. Let me go over the schedule of everything that's coming out
Okay.
this month. So we had Little Mermaid. June
Mm-hmm.
2nd, we have Spider Man Across the
Spider
Spider
Verse.
Verse. I will be saying
Yes.
that. Duh.
So will I.
June 9th, we have the Transformers movie. I know people don't like Transformers. I've seen every Transformers movie in theaters. I'm not going to stop now. So
Have you?
I will be seeing it. Even if it's bad,
Okay.
I will be seeing it. Just like the Fast and
Okay.
Furious. Even if it's bad, I'm going to go see it.
True.
Um, June 16th, there are two movies that come out: The Flash and Elementals. I will not be seeing The Flash. Sorry.
They still
Um,
greenlit that movie?
they did. I won't be seeing that. But if
Yeah.
Elemental is good, I will see it. It's a
Elemental
pic-
looks like it's good.
it's a Pixar movie. I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
June 23rd. Unfortunately, I will be on vacation. I will not be able to watch this movie, but when I come back, I will be watching this movie because I want to watch it. No Hard
Okay.
Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. It's the comedy movie where like a pair of parents like hire
Oh
her to have
yes, they
sex
hire her to
with
date their son.
their son. It looks hilarious. I want to see it. And then June 30th, my birthday weekend, Indiana Jones. I will be seeing it.
Yes. Same.
I know this is a very unpopular opinion. I don't mind what was the name of the last one? Crystal
The
Skull.
Crystal Skull.
I don't mind that movie. I don't think it was that
Yeah, it's
bad.
not bad. It's not bad.
Like in the first Indiana Jones movie, like a guy's face melts off. Like, come
That
on,
is
y'all.
true. That is
So
true.
what's so weird about aliens? They have magic in all the other ones. What's so weird about aliens? Let it
Right.
go.
Like they've done magic, they've done the Bible. Next logical step was aliens.
Yeah, let it go. Please. Please. We're adults. This is a fantasy action franchise.
Right.
Let it
Come
go.
on now. Yeah.
So yeah, June is very packed movie wise.
That is. Yeah, it is packed.
So when these movies come out, if you want to see them on like a big screen, you got to go see it the weekend it comes out.
Yeah, because then if you're not, then you're missing out on what comes out literally the next weekend.
Yep, then what comes up because next weekend Little Mermaid is not going to be on any Dolbys. It's not.
No, it's
So
not.
you
Gotta be
better go
Spider
see it
Verse.
right now on a Dolby screen.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, or an IMAX. I know there's
Yeah,
people who prefer
whatever.
IMAX and people who prefer Dolby. I'm leaning towards
Movie's a
Dolby because
movie.
the seats were better and the sound was better. But like I think like the screen size was like the same. So
Mhm.
if I had to choose one, I guess I'd choose Dolby, even though it was expensive as fuck.
Was it?
It was like $21 per ticket.
Ah,
Yeah,
ouch.
that's why I'm a Cinemark girly. I keep it
Oh,
cheap.
yeah.
I keep it cheap with a Cinemark ticket. But I had
Yeah.
to go. But we went to AMC, so I had to pay AMC prices.
Yeah. AMC is nice. You get what you
And
pay for.
you get what you pay for, but
At what cost?
I would have seen the same movie at a Cinemark.
That is true.
Sure, the colors wouldn't have been as bright and the sound wouldn't have been as good, but still the same movie. But yeah, that was my week. Crazy, right? Crazy week.
Crazy week.
Crazy week. Speaking of crazy, let's start talking about this movie. So,
Okay.
this week we watched Ultraviolet.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. So let's get going. So, we start off this movie with ninjas jumping out of a plane in like ball form. Great start, right? Um,
It's a great start. It's
right.
the opposite of a cold open.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
a very hot
right in.
open.
It's a
And
very hot open.
yeah, and they break into a science lab. They immediately get cornered by security and are shot. A
Mm,
man then comes in and examines one of the dead ninjas, and we see that he has like vampiric teeth. And this man
yes.
calls them hemophages.
Just
Um,
call them vampires.
they're vampires, but we haven't gotten to that yet. So I'm
Yeah.
unfortunately going to have to call them hemophages. And as
Okay.
they're wondering what the plan for was for these people, because like they didn't have like a way out, um,
Yeah.
they notice that one of the men has hemophage blood on him, and so they shoot him. And now I'm going to tell you about the hemophages and why they shot this man. We get a voiceover from our protagonist, Violet, who tells us that a weapons lab found an old virus and tried to weaponize it to create stronger soldiers, which is a terrible idea.
It never ends up
It
right.
never ends up well. Why anyone thinks that weaponized viruses is a good idea, I don't know.
Right. Also, I feel like this is against some type of Geneva Convention
It
subline
feels
somewhere.
very illegal, like worldwide banned. Like it
Right.
seems like that.
Like if chemical warfare is illegal, then how is bioengineering
Viral
this
warfare.
virus is not
Yeah,
illegal?
it's not looking good.
Hmm.
Um, Especially since like viruses replicate and like mutate very quickly. So I don't know how you think you could have
Mhm.
that under control, but
And then some viruses learn how to be immune to some stuff, or not the immune,
yeah,
whatever the right word is, but you know what I mean.
yeah. Let's
They
not do
evolve.
that. Anyone
Let's
who's
not.
listening who has like any like military job or whatever, talk your boss out of doing that with viruses.
Yeah,
It's not going to end well.
if you ever hear like super engineering or engineering something, just say no.
Say
Just stop
no.
that train of thought right there.
Mm-mm.
Because
Tell
it's
tell
not going
them
to end
to
well for anybody.
tell them to watch Resident Evil and then come back.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, any of the Resident Evils will do. Any
Yeah,
of
any
them.
of them, literally, because at the beginning of every single one of them, they gave you a recap of the first one, so it really
Yes.
don't matter.
Yes.
And so, yeah, and what happens is exactly what we said would happen. It like mutates and becomes very infectious,
Yes.
and so then they start treating the people who catch the virus like they are Jewish people in Nazi Germany. They start brandishing their
Yes.
arms where they have to like identify themselves, and then they put them in
Yeah.
camps, and then they start killing them. Like
Yes.
they
It's literally the pipeline.
they went to the Nazi school of treating people well, like
Oh yeah.
horribly.
It's the Nazi school of dealing with people you don't like or are afraid of.
Yeah. Instead of
Just
trying
kill
to
them.
cure these people, they were just like kill them. That makes more
Right.
sense.
Right. Like at least like in biblical times, lepers got their own colony. Just give them their own colony.
Yeah, get them
Make
to
them live separately.
do something. Don't
Do
just kill these
something.
people.
Right.
And so Violet catches the disease during a hemophage attack that kills her husband, and she
Hmm.
eventually forms a resistance, and the blood wars start between the vampires, the hemophages.
Yep.
even though they don't drink blood, they just
They
have
don't. They
elongated
they have
ears and
they
pointy
have the
teeth like
characteristics
yeah, they have the
of a vampire.
characteristics of a vampire, plus they get that added superhuman strength
Yeah. So
that they were putting.
it's like Jasper from Twilight,
Yeah.
but with pointy ears.
Hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah. They're just faster and stronger, and then something else that I'll tell you about later. um,
Yes.
and yeah, so the blood wars begin between the hemophages and a corporation that pretty much runs the world called the Arch Ministry.
At this point in time, I was all like, this is literally just a Resident Evil movie. I'm like, this is Umbrella Corps.
I mean, yeah,
They're the one.
they pretty much copied it down to the beginning where she said, "My name is Violet." I was like, "That's from Resident Evil."
Yeah, you're like, did I put the right movie on? Like,
Right? I
am I
mean, it's
watching Ultraviolet?
but then you see the terrible filters they put and the terrible VFX, and then you're like, "Oh, this is not Resident
It's
Evil."
awful. It looks like an 18-year-old tried to make their high school project in like 2003. It's awful.
Yeah, it looks like they pixelized, like if they had pixelized the remember in Jurassic Park when like they
Mhm.
have on the computer like the like thing of the entire island.
Oh,
It looks
yes.
like
Yeah.
if they like pixelized that and like just copied and pasted it into this movie. You're just like, that works.
Yeah, that and they added a bunch of blur.
Oh, we're gonna get to the blur. A lot of blur.
I'm like, do I have my right contacts on? Is this
Yeah, what's going on here? I mean, I did what I may or may not have watched this in a peculiar way.
What do you
So,
mean a peculiar way?
you know,
Oh, yes, I do know.
yeah,
Yes, because I also may have watched it in a very peculiar way
yeah,
and wondered if my link was broken.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
Glad
so
we're on the same page.
same page, wink, wink. And so the leader of the Arch Ministry, the Vice Cardinal Ferdinand Daxus, is I will be calling him Daxus. I'm not
Yeah.
saying all of that.
Don't call him Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. He's meeting with someone in his office and says that the hemophages will soon be stopped because they have created a weapon that can kill every hemophage. And it's on its way to the Arch Ministry now via a courier. Sing it, girl. So, we cut to a lab where a woman says that she is the courier, and after a bunch of DNA tests, is let into the facility. Like they scan her
It's insane.
face, they like scan like this like device she has. I don't know what the fuck that was. They
Yeah,
take her
I don't know.
blood. They they take her blood. What else do they do? They like read like
Oh.
her respiration rate, her metabolism rate, and then they made her strip down naked
Yeah.
and go through a
Yeah.
scanner. I was like,
The
damn,
amount of tests they made this girl do, it makes the two-step verification seem
look
like
like
nothing.
child's play. Like, wow,
Because
I get it.
if I was her and I had to and I got to the like the third test, I would have been like, you know what? It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
At this point, just take it from me. I
Yeah.
don't need to go in there.
At this point, what if you just deliver it? God.
Exactly. Like my job here is done. Just take this damn thing from me.
Yeah, and so when she gets into the facility, she's given a suitcase with the weapon and is told if she doesn't deliver it in an allotted amount of time, I don't remember, it will explode.
Yes.
And just as she's being handed the suitcase, the real courier shows up, and so this woman who is Violet has to fight her way out of the building
Yes.
using only a gravity belt and some like nanite guns she has like hidden up her sleeves.
I'm
Which
just
is
gonna
very weird
say,
because she went through that scanner. So how did they
yeah.
not
So where
find
did
those?
all of this come from? Also,
Weird.
can I just say all of these fight scenes just kind of made me laugh. They just
Oh, definitely.
something about them. I just
Maybe it was the extensive amount of jump cuts. Maybe it was just the absurdity of them. But
I
yeah,
I feel like they just get worse throughout the movie, and then at one point I was just all like, this feels like a really bad ripoff of like shoot, what is it called? What is that movie called? Red Pill Matrix. They
The
feel like
Matrix.
Matrix ripoffs. Like really bad Matrix ripoff fights. That's what
There's
it felt
definitely
like
one
to me.
fight. There's definitely one fight scene that is way worse than all of the rest, and I will bring it up when we
Yeah.
get to it. I
Yeah.
I will, but
It
each and every one of them is ridiculous.
is. It is.
And, and so after being chased through the streets while driving on the side of buildings, because her gravity belt also affects
Whatever she's
motorcycles,
on, apparently.
um, she smashes into an office building, and while inside, she gets in contact with her team and instructed to bring the package to them. While in the elevator, she gets curious and opens it to find a human child inside. And it's not a baby like you would think. It is
No.
like a 10-year-old child in this
It's
small
a
ass
it's a
suitcase,
whole it's a whole human being.
a whole human being. And it's so small that they only show from his neck to like half of his stomach
Yeah.
because no one would be able to fit in this thing. She at
No.
one point turns it into a backpack. That's how small it is.
I don't know whatever witchcraft they have going on with that thing, but yes.
Hmm.
It yeah. I don't know how it works, but it's working.
And apparently that child was awake that entire time because he opens his eyes when she opens the thing. And so I'm just like, was he just being tossed and turned around in here when she was fighting?
You know what? I'm not gonna go into it, but there's like an anime where there's a girl that has to stay in a box the whole time, and like there's
Uh-huh.
fight scenes where when they're wearing the backpack, they're doing flips and stuff. And somebody made an edit where they put a figurine in a box and they just shook it, and they're like, "This is her perspective the whole time." I feel like that's what that kid was going through the whole time.
I'm sure
You're
that
just being shook to death in
yes,
there.
I'm sure that's why his eyes were closed. He was probably nauseous as fuck
Yes, it's so like the minute I get out of here, I am emptying the contents of my stomach everywhere.
everywhere.
Also, how long has he been in there?
At least like an hour.
God, that's so awful.
And so Violet then takes the case to the other hemophages, and the leader, Nerva, says that the child's blood has antigens that can kill all of them. But Violet thinks that the child can be used to like create a cure
Hmm.
because hemophages have shortened lifespans due to genetic unraveling, which
Yeah,
makes no sense.
no sense. Yeah,
Like
their body they're superhuman. They've got all this good stuff going on for them, but apparently their body is killing itself.
yeah, their body's just killing itself. Like they have like
Maybe
an
it can't stand
advanced form of
the
cancer.
human. Yes, they have an advanced form of cancer, and apparently their body can't handle all the changes it went through.
Yeah. And so Nerva's like, no, we're gonna kill this kid. And so he sends Violet away, and when he shoots the child, Violet has used like a projection to trick them and takes the actual child who was hiding in the hallway with her, and they go up to
Mhm.
the roof. What I find so funny is they were going to shoot this kid like in the head, which would have had his blood splurt everywhere and probably would have killed them.
Killed them.
I
Yeah.
don't know what they were thinking when they did that, but
They
they
were
thought
not
it.
thinking. Yeah, they really thought.
They really thought. And so on the roof, she is met by a blood chamoy. I don't remember what they said.
Chamoy.
Gang. Yeah, chamoy is like a candy, but like
Yes, it is.
you, I couldn't
Chamoy's really
understand what
good.
I couldn't understand what they were saying. And so
It just makes it funnier.
These people, Violet specific they Violet specifically says that they're not hemophages and they're not humans, but we never learn what they are.
What they are.
Like,
No.
what are
There's
they
there's some different entity entirely. And we
entirely?
will
Because
never find out what.
they look normal, but they have like the speed and like agility to like keep up with Violet. So I'm like, what are
Yeah.
these things?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And so she kills all of them when they don't let her escape in one of the worst fight sequences I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, quite literally,
Yeah.
it is the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's really bad.
She kills them by dodging their bullets and having them shoot
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And so when you're watching the movie, it looks so fucking ridiculous because she's just
It
flailing
does.
her
It's
arms
she's just
around.
moving. Yep. Yep. And you're
and the
like, ow.
and then you would think that since she's not shooting anything and only everyone else is shooting, at the end there would be one person left. But no.
Yeah, but no. Somehow
No.
they all shoot one another.
Yeah, somehow they all shoot one another.
I
And it's
feel
just
like
like, cool, let's go.
this is literally like if you got a bunch of stormtroopers because they are so bad at aim
Yeah.
that they just kill one another while somebody like break dances in the middle. That's literally what it was like.
Yeah. Utterly ridiculous. And so after they're all dead, she notices the boy standing on like the ledge of the building. And after talking to him to like keep him from like jumping or falling or whatever the fuck he was gonna do, she
Yeah,
grabs
he
him
was
and
ready to
yells
end
at
it
him.
all.
He was like, "Oh, I've seen enough."
He's like, I've been stuffed in a box today. I just saw a woman dodge a bunch of bullets and have everybody actually just kill themselves. I've had enough.
Had enough.
That's it for me.
Yeah. And so they make it out of the building and are met by Daxus, who tells Violet that the boy is his son, and Violet calls bullshit and drives off.
Yes.
And then they like crash and land inside of a subway station and run into a subway train. They eventually make it to
Uh,
like a mall or something. I couldn't tell what that thing was. And
let's call it a ball.
let's
Yeah.
go to the mall. And she learns that the boy's name is Six. And he finally speaks when she tries to take his blood. And so she's like, I'm going to take you to a man named Garf. And she
Yeah.
does. Garf is like a hemophage scientist.
Yes, he is.
Yay. He's working on a
Yay.
cure.
We love that for them.
Love them, love that. So Violet notices that Six has a bunch of like needle marks on his arm and begins to like feel bad for him because he's obviously been tested on a lot.
Yeah, he's I mean, why she didn't think that was true before, I don't know, because he's literally being traded around. But okay.
And so back at the hemophage headquarters, Nerva and the others are cornered and they turn off the lights and kill everyone except for Daxus, who they
Hmm.
corner, but then he kills everyone but Nerva and asks him if he wants to make a deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yep.
later, Six and Violet watch fireworks, and she tells him about a dream she used to have as a little girl. But that reality set in, and she realizes that places like that don't exist anymore. And why did she say that?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to go to a park. he,
Yes.
he wanted to go to a playground. He was like, I want to go somewhere
Yeah.
like this. Like, he found a playground in like a magazine. And she was like, when I was
Yeah.
a little girl, I wanted to go to a magical place. But then I realized it didn't exist. I'm like, but parks do exist.
Yeah, it's like, girl, you're being way too dramatic for this right now. It's a park.
It's a park.
It's okay. They still do exist.
And so Six also somehow realizes that she's dying. And then they just start to comfort
Dude,
each other.
They make this kid out to be like so many different things, I swear.
Yeah, he's like psychic, um, the cure, and like a little baby Jesus, like all wrapped in one.
Yeah, all wrapped up in one. He is the chosen one.
He is the chosen one. And so Garth then gives Violet a blood transfusion to like slow down her dying, I guess, and
Yeah.
shows Violet a chemical formula that Six has written that makes no sense to anyone. And then,
Yeah.
which I'm like, aren't chemical like formulas like isn't that like universal?
Yeah, it should be it's standard.
It's standard.
It's it's
Chemical
standard. It's not like a different language.
chemicals are made out of elements. Elements
And
have certain
elements stay the
properties,
same.
and elements stay the same. Like
Yeah.
I'm very lost.
Unless elements are different in this world, it should be the same.
It's yeah, you should be able to read this very clearly. But
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know what this means. I'm like, cool.
Some scientist he is.
Yeah. He also tells Violet that Six has no vampire antigens in his blood, and he is of no use to them.
Kill him.
Oh, he's also dying, and will be dead within 8 hours because
Everybody's dying in this movie.
he has some sort of radioactive decay in his body or something like that. I'm just like, oh,
So bad.
okay. I'm like, you're also still like part human. Like, even though you're like you've changed, like you still have human properties. Would that not frighten you
Yeah.
that he's just like radioactive and dying? But
Right.
they're just like whatever.
They literally gloss over a lot of stuff, and we're
So
like,
much, right? Can
I
we
feel like you
can we
shouldn't.
expand on that? Yeah.
Right. You want to explain that to me a little bit?
And so the next morning, Violet takes Six to like a shopping center or something and just leaves him there. Like 2 minutes later, though, she feels bad and she turns around and goes back for him. And while she's going back for him, she hears a gun. And so she runs looking for him and finds that a kid has been. I didn't see any blood, so I'm guessing it was like a stun gun that just sounded like a regular gun.
I maybe.
Or maybe they just didn't want
Because
to
that
show blood.
maybe they just didn't want to show the blood.
Yeah, because it sounded like an actual gunshot.
Yeah.
Either way, that child was not Six.
Yeah, no.
She
Was...
finds Six hiding before he's taken by Nerva. She then goes to I guess it's a hemophobe cemetery.
Yes.
There was like markers on like the tombstones, so I'm
Yeah.
guessing it was. Which why would there be separate cemeteries?
I don't
Like
know,
dead
man.
is dead. Like viruses don't live
Yeah.
in dead people, but whatever.
No.
And she kills two guys with dreads who should not be wearing dreads before finding Nerva holding Six over a well. Yeah, it was a white guy and an Asian guy wearing
Yeah,
dreads.
no, they had no business.
They had no
but
business
it
wearing.
was but it was the early 2000s and things were wild then.
Yeah,
So,
they didn't know better in 2001 or whenever this came out.
6?
Six.
Wasn't
Damn.
it 6?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Um. Yeah, and so like I said, Violet finds Nerva holding Six over a well, and he tells Violet that Six actually has a human antigen, which could kill every human
Mm.
on Earth. Which, okay. Um.
Yeah, see, they make this kid out to be so many different things.
So many different things, and then like, how does he even know this information?
Also, why didn't Graf know about this?
Yeah, Graft literally like analyzed his blood. I was like, you saw that he
Right.
was dying and didn't take the extra step to figure out why he was dying?
Right.
Weirdo.
Like, did you not go through all of the steps you wanted to figure out what was up with this kid, or
Maybe that's why they don't have a cure yet. Like, Garf is not doing his job well.
He's not doing his job. You know what? Like, it's one of those I lied on my resume and now I have the job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He got a little too cose to the sun on that one. He
He
girl
was probably
bossed a
like
little too
he was
close to the
probably
sun.
like a nurse or something before he died. And he was
No,
just
he was
like
probably like he was a lab assistant.
a lab
Like he
assistant.
wouldn't
Yeah.
even do the tests. He would just like run around doing things for other people. He wasn't
Yeah,
the
he
one
would just
actually doing the
collect the
tests.
blood samples, put them into like the little storage containers, and then like the actual lab technicians would run the tests.
Yes.
And he just saw
Yes, that's
them run the
exactly what he
test a
was.
couple of times, so he like kind of knew how to run the test.
He's all like,
Yeah,
"Of course I know how to run these tests. I've seen them done 1,000 times."
1,000 times. It's like, yes, I know how to do a blood culture. Like, I'm not dumb. I saw the technicians do it
Right.
all the time.
And when they like confront him about it, they're like, he's like, "Well, you didn't ask if I knew how to do them.
Yeah,
You just asked if I knew of them."
yeah. Let me just pull out my phone. I'll find a YouTube tutorial and I'll figure out what I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a wiki how on this somewhere.
Yeah, of course. It's 2074. Of course there's a wiki how on this.
Of course, there's a wiki how and everything else.
And so yeah, while she's like thinking over the proposal of like using this child to kill all of humanity, which weird.
Awful.
Like, how does that help your cause in any way, shape, or form?
It doesn't.
How
It
does
doesn't.
killing everyone help you?
Right, because then you're going to be dead in like 2 years anyway.
Yeah, and then there will
So
be
if you
no
kill the
one left.
humans, exactly. You kill the humans, you kill yourself, you kill the planet. It's
Yeah, there's no
no,
thinking going on in this script.
there
Like, whoever wrote
isn't.
this script was not taking that extra step to like think things through.
I feel like they were just like, oh my gosh, this idea sounds great. And then somebody else
Yeah,
came up with something and they're like, no, but that sounds good too. And
that
they
sounds
just
good
threw it
too.
all
We'll
together.
just throw it all in there. We'll
Yeah,
make
just
it
throw it all
work.
in there. Yeah, that's fine.
And so, yeah, while she's thinking it's all over, Six drops his shoe so that Violet can time the amount of time it takes for him to drop to the bottom, which would not work because he
It would
weighs
not.
more than a shoe.
More than the shoe.
Like, he would fall exponentially faster. Yeah, but like we were saying, he would have fallen way faster than that shoe.
Yes.
I don't know if she was somehow doing like the math in her head, but
Yeah, like she knew how much he weighed exactly and
yeah,
how much
and
that shoe weighed exactly, so she would know the difference.
yeah, and then like calculated that against the force of gravity, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't making sense. And so she then
No.
fights off everyone and grabs the rope before Six hits the either ground or water or whatever's in
The bottom,
the
whatever it
bottom of the
was.
well. He would have either hit water or ground. We don't know what was in
Mm-hmm.
that well. Violet then calls Daxus so that he can take the antigen out of Six, and he's like, "That can't be done. What are you talking about, girl?
Yeah.
That's not how it
He's like,
works.
what are you on?
Like, you want me to drain his body of all the blood? Like, that's the only way I can think of doing it."
Right. And that's gonna kill him and he's already dying, so
Yeah. And Daxus tells her that Six is actually like not his son at all, but is
ooh,
one of
surprise.
surprising, but is one of 8 clones of him. Like, he made clones of himself.
Crazy.
Why? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
And that he wants her to bring like the child to him
Him back. Yeah.
because he's like, "This is not your problem. It's not your problem. This is my problem."
Yeah. Yeah.
When she says she will kill him, he's like, "Well, I have 700 soldiers here," and she's like, "Okay, I'll just kill them all." Which is boss
No,
bitch
seriously,
behavior,
she's so like, yeah, she's like, I've killed everybody else
right?
that's come up against me, and I didn't even kill the other guys that killed themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
the odds are in my favor.
Yeah. What's an extra 700 bodies?
Right. My body count can get a lot higher than that.
Yeah. And so Violet shows up to the Archministry, and Daxus is just standing outside with like
Yeah,
all of
he's
his
just waiting
guards
for
just
her.
waiting for her. And he admits that he will use the human antigen to keep the humans dependent on the Archministry, since hemophages are pretty much extinct now.
Yeah,
And so then he just like tells everyone to like shoot at her, even though he
yeah.
wanted the boy, and by shooting at her and this car, he would have killed
That
that
the boy
boy.
is in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He was not
but
thinking.
she wasn't even actually there. It was just another
No.
projection
Yeah.
from a phone that you could just buy on the street that just like folds over. Very
I
very
don't.
weird.
I see. They feel like they like put all this cool tech in here, and I'm just all like, if this tech she could just get off the street, I feel like they would have been able to tell.
It also seemed like it was pre-recorded because we
Yeah.
see Violet like watching this happening, and she's not holding the sword or in the same
Mm-mm.
stance as the Violet down there is in. So did she pre-record
No.
this?
Yes. Yes, you did.
How did she know his responses?
I don't know, man. This movie just creates more questions than answers at this point.
Very strange. And so Violet then takes Six to a park and they play before he like dies.
If I was 6 and like previously she told me that parks don't exist and then she takes me to a park, I'm
To a
like, bitch,
park,
what else are you lying to me about?
right?
What is going on?
Yeah, and so Six dies, and Daxus just immediately shows up after. Like he knew they were there the entire time, just waiting for Six to die. And
Imagine if he just had a tracker on him the whole time.
I mean, he did
Only
have a
now does he
tracker on
decide to
him,
show up.
which I found very funny because like they mention it several times that they have a tracker on Six, but then they
Oh
like
yeah, you're
never
right.
use it
Yeah,
until this moment.
right.
Um,
He literally
yeah,
forgets.
like he forgets. He's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot. I had a
Right.
tracker."
And there's like something like beeping in the background of his office. He's like, "What the hell is that noise?" He
What
finally
the
turns
fuck is
around.
that
It's the
noise?
tracker.
They're like, "Sir, it's the
Yeah.
tracker on number 6." He's like, "Oh fuck,
And he's like, "What tracker on 6?" He's like, "When did I do that?"
when did I do that?" Well, let's go get him.
Right.
And then, so yeah, he like walks up to Violet, shoots her, and takes Six's body. Violet wakes up later with Garf, who saved her life somehow. They never explain how. He
Nope.
just did.
The fake scientist saves her life.
Yep, and she decides to go after Daxus when Garf tells her that Six gave her a possible cure. And when she realizes, and so she's sitting at home or something. I don't know where she is, and she's watching the news, and she sees like Daxus taking Six when he died. Could someone
Mm.
filmed this somehow? Someone filmed this.
I don't know. Maybe she took him to a park by a white neighborhood. They heard the gunshot on
Yeah.
Violet, and they're like, "We gotta
Yeah.
film it. Something's going
Cameras.
on."
Yeah, and she sees that she cried and a tear fell onto Six. So she's like, he's probably still alive and a hemophage now. And I'm just like, what? No, he was
Is
dead.
that how that works? Right.
Like he was dead before you cried. I'm very confused.
Right. Right.
Plus
Like when
they
you
plus they
die,
plus they
you're die.
just
You're dead.
froze his body. Like he's dead. Like he's dead.
Yeah.
But
He's out, dude.
whatever. She's convinced he is alive, so she's going after him.
Yeah.
And just as Daxus is going to start like an autopsy on Six, Violet gets into the building and begins killing everyone.
Yes, because she hasn't killed enough this movie.
Like she literally walks up to the front desk. They scan her, and the machinist like number of guns found, many, because she had a whole bunch of those little nanomite guns.
Yes.
And then they
Yes.
scroll
Also,
back, and everyone's dead.
can I just say that like all of her outfits that she's like in when she's fighting, they're kind of
Uh-huh.
iconic. Can I just
Oh
say?
yeah, she's serving looks.
Like they're not practical for fighting, but they're kind of iconic anyway.
Uh-huh. It's very it's very strange that her outfit and her hair change colors randomly, but I kind of like it.
She's all like, if I'm going out and I'm gonna murder a bunch of people, I'm gonna make it look great.
I'm gonna look good. Like when
She's
she
like,
got that
I'm gonna get my hair done. I'm gonna
yeah,
get my new fit.
yeah.
I'm
Like
gonna
when
look priceless.
she got a singular drop of blood on her outfit and her entire outfit turned red. She was like, I'm
Yes.
gonna look good no matter what.
Right. Just like I went specifically to this designer that I love, and like
Hmm.
he said if I put anything on it, I could change it.
I can
Like how
change it.
iconic is that?
He was like, you'll never see a spill on me. Ever. No
Right.
stains.
Because if I spill coffee, it's brown. If I
Yup.
spill wine, it's red.
Hmm.
Good for her though. She's all
Good for
like,
her.
I'm a kill and I'm a killing style.
Yeah. Eventually, she makes it to Daxus after a lot of long fight scenes,
This was a really long one.
many of which don't make any sense. Like in
No.
that one in the library, she should have been killed because she was shooting at the sides, but you could see people coming up behind her, and I'm like, well, how did
Yes.
they not
Yeah.
shoot her? But
Right. I feel
whatever.
like she should have died or at least been injured in a lot of these fights.
Yes, most definitely.
It just didn't happen.
It's just plot armor. She's just like
Yes.
I can't be
Very
killed,
big plot
so
armor.
I won't be killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, she eventually makes it to Daxus, and she gets some hemophage blood on him, which like pisses him off, and so they have a sword fight.
Yes.
And then at one point, Daxus has the windows in the room closed off, so it's like completely dark in there, and he reveals
Hmm.
that he has been like a hemophage the entire time and can see in the dark. And also, he seemingly like orchestrated the virus. They didn't really touch on that enough.
They did not. It is heavily like it's implied that he did,
Yeah,
but we're never given the specifics
no.
or anything really.
We just see a flashback of him as like a young scientist or whatever,
Yeah.
and he puts the virus into his pocket, and it's just like heavily implied that like he like released this virus. Why?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Cuz like sure you could steal it, but like get somebody else to do it, like maybe he was working for somebody.
Hmm.
But no. I feel like it's very much implied that he did this himself.
Yeah, for reasons no one would understand. Because what the fuck?
Yeah, cuz why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Very
What's the
strange.
point?
And so while they're fighting in the dark, she lights her sword on fire somehow. And after a tough fight where they both get stabbed multiple times, she gets a hold of this like fire gun he has and burns him.
Yeah. The again, tech in this world is crazy.
Crazy. Like
I don't know how it works.
why do they make that? That's
Yeah, like what was the point?
what was the point of that?
What was the need?
There's no need for a fire gun. I truly don't
There isn't.
understand why they made that
At that point, bullets are more
effective.
uh effective than fire.
Like, have y'all ever used a lighter? Do you know how like many clicks it takes to actually like get it to work?
Right.
Imagine you're trying to shoot
Right.
someone and you're like just clicking the handle and it's not
Right.
working,
Right. And then it's not like a gun where you can count how many bullets you have in your mag.
right?
If you look at a lighter, you're just all like, oh, like you see it and you're like, oh, I might be out soon. How
Yeah,
can you tell on a gun?
you can't.
You can't, unless there's like a little like clear thing
A
on the
little
side. You can
a
tell.
little red dot on the side that like goes down with the amount of oil. Yeah.
That would be so unreliable because like imagine you haven't used it in a while or you forgot like when you refilled it and you like go and pull it out and it's just like crap, it's at the
Crap,
bottom.
it's
You're dead.
out. Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead.
Fire guns are dumb. Don't if those already do exist, don't buy them, and if they
Don't
don't
buy them.
exist, don't create it.
If you want to own them just to be funny, go ahead. but not for
but
practical use.
yeah, if you want to like use it for like a little cool trick to show your friends,
Right. Right. Like, look, I got a fire gun. I'm gonna go
yeah,
light these candles on your cake. Let's pew
yeah.
pew. But like fire.
Don't use it for personal safety though. Just don't.
Yeah, no. It's a gimmick.
Yeah. You're literally playing with fire. Like it's
Literally.
uh and so yeah, after she kills Daxus, Violet then gets Six. She defrosts him. He's revived as a hemophage and they ride off into the sunset with her
Yep.
vowing to protect the world. That's
Yeah.
the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yikes.
She
Oh,
defrosts him like a chicken from the freezer.
mm-hmm.
It's yeah. Just,
Yeah.
revive a kid. It's fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. So, time for the movie facts.
Okay.
First one. I mentioned this earlier, but I got it kind of wrong. This film takes place
Okay.
in 2076. I feel like I said 2074.
You were close though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was close. It takes place in 2076.
Okay.
Mila Jovovich has
Yes.
disowned this movie because she was disappointed with
I would too.
how it was. I would too, by how it was handled by Sony, because the
Yeah.
studio executives forced the director Kurt Wimmer to remove over 30 minutes of footage from the movie, and Kurt Wimmer also disowned this movie because the final cut did not represent his original vision, which even if they I feel like even if they did use his cut of the movie, it still would have been a bad movie.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, would 30 minutes really make a difference?
30 minutes would not make a difference in this movie.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
It still
It,
looked bad,
yeah.
and the plot holes were so big that it
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes of footage would not have saved it. Sorry.
No, like 30 minutes of footage might have given more detail for some stuff, but not enough to answer everything that was going
Yeah.
on in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus the 30 minutes wouldn't have helped with the bad acting or bad action sequences.
No, it wouldn't have.
So yeah. Third movie fact. Violet isn't bothered by having to strip down in that like security scanning room
Yeah.
because the novelization they made like a comic book, I guess, of this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
expands on this scene by explaining that the entire world lost its modesty because of constant medical checks that the government enforce on everyone. Which, why would you ever need to be
Oh,
naked for a medical check?
yeah. You wouldn't,
You wouldn't.
especially for what they're testing for.
Yeah.
That
So
would not be
that
necessary.
makes no sense either. See how that 30 minutes wouldn't have made a difference because they tried
Yeah.
expanding on the lore and it still didn't make any sense. So
The lore itself, yeah,
the
is just
lore is
confusing.
flawed. So
Yeah.
trying
Cuz
to
like
expand on it won't work.
if it was like a, if you were a hemophage, you got like some weird marks on your body or whatever, or you could see the deterioration because you're dying faster. Like if that was the point of that, like to strip down and check, then I'd believe it.
Yeah.
But if what you're checking for could be checked in like blood and regular tests, I don't see the point of
Don't see the point of
stripping
getting
down.
naked. No, not at all.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And I don't care
And
how
even then, if you do strip down for tests, you're given a robe,
a robe.
and you're not fully naked, like at all at any point.
I have been to hospitals a lot in my life. I have never
Mm-hmm.
been naked in front of my doctor.
No,
Ever.
absolutely not.
Because what need would there be for me to be naked?
Yeah.
Like they've had to do the little ball check,
Yeah.
Even then I'm clothed. Like I have the like
Yes.
thing on and they just like put their
Yep.
hand like on the side
Yep.
with consent, of course, always.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yep.
then yeah, they never see my stuff.
Nope.
So
Nope.
there's no
I've
need.
nope. I've had pap smears. I am never
Naked.
fully
Yeah,
naked.
Kelly's never naked at her pap smear, and if you are, get out of
You
there.
need to go to a different doctor.
Go to a different doctor.
Yeah,
There is
because
only a
something
certain
weird.
place they need to be looking. They don't
Yes.
need to see your entire body.
No.
And so, yeah, like I said, makes no sense. Fourth movie fact: throughout Ultraviolet, they have like stylistically designed the movie to look like a comic book, even though when this movie was made, there was no comic book.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and that's why
Did
they
it
had
come out after?
it came out after, and that's why they have
No.
like all the colorful outfits and hair, and why they're one of the worst parts of the movie, why their faces are airbrushed because they wanted it to look like a
Uh,
comic book. So that's why it looks like they have
uh,
that. That's why they look all blurry and stuff because they wanted it to look like a comic book.
I don't know if I accept that.
I don't either.
Yeah, no.
And then, last movie fact: despite being a critical and financial failure at the time of release, only
Mm.
grossing $31 million against a $30 million budget, the film was very successful on home video, grossing over $35 million in DVD and Blu ray sales, being one of the biggest selling movies in its week of release.
What?
Yeah, so apparently, like, DVDs helped make this movie money, but
How?
I guess some people secretly liked it and bought the DVD. All I'm saying is,
Uh,
I'm very happy I didn't pay to watch this movie.
yeah, no.
But if you have an ultraviolet DVD, like you bought this movie, I'm going to need you to explain why.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna need that.
I'm going to need that
Because
explanation.
why?
Why?
And the explanation better be good.
It better be good. Look, I love physical media. I love to buy a movie. But
Mm-hmm.
the movie has to be good for me to pay for it. I'm not
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
paying to watch a bad movie.
No.
So I'm gonna need someone to explain that to me.
Yeah. And if it's because you genuinely like this movie, we're gonna need like a 10-page essay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
Because
you to
what?
explain very quickly why you like this movie. It can't
Yeah.
be the plot. It can't be the
I
action
can't.
scenes.
Mm-mm.
It can't be the VFX. What are you
Nope.
liking?
Right.
I quite literally gave this movie half a star on Letterboxd because that was the lowest I could give it.
And I mean, it's got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, so.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
The average rating on Letterboxd is 1.9.
yeah.
So, which brings me to my next question, Kelly. Is this movie iconic?
No.
Yep, not at all.
I can't even give it like an ironic, it's so
Bad
bad it's
iconic.
iconic kind of
No,
deal.
it's just
Yeah,
bad.
it's just bad. Cuz like there's nothing in it that would make it like
There's nothing redeemable.
funny because yeah, there's nothing redeemable about it. Like it's not funny because it's ironically bad
Yeah, it's just
or
bad.
like it's so unhinged that it's kind of funny and good. No, it's just chaotic and it looks bad
It
and I
looks
mean the outfits are kind
bad.
of iconic. Like she kind of killed that. But it's there, I don't think there's anything in there that would really redeem it.
No, like I feel like I would have
Yeah.
given it a bad iconic if the action scenes were at least good, but they're not even good.
Yeah. Cuz I
Like,
mean some like action scenes kind of make or break a movie whether that's like the plot of it or not.
yeah, that's the whole
And
reason
a
why I
lot of
watch
this
Fast and
movie,
Furious movies for the action
yeah,
scenes. I don't
for the
care about
action
the
scenes.
plot. The plot is bad
Yeah.
90% of the time,
Mm-mm.
but
But
the
the action
action
scenes they
scenes
kill
make
it.
up for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they go off the top for it and I love that for them. And like
Hmm.
90% of this movie is Violet fighting and it all just looks bad.
It all looks bad.
It all just looks bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's not iconic.
Yeah, movie had bad graphics, story points that were never explained or
Yeah.
didn't make sense, bad
Mm-mm,
acting,
mm-mm.
those terrible filters, the bad
Yeah.
VFX. It was just
The
overall a
blur.
bad movie.
Yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, we're giving it a not iconic, like a hard not
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Mila Jovovich has better bad movies that are iconic. Go watch the Resident Evil movies.
Yes. Because I will always sit down and watch a Resident Evil movie if I see it on because
Yep.
they're actually kind of good.
Go watch. Go watch. What's that movie with Bruce Willis? I can't think right now. What is it called?
Ooh,
What is it called? Fuck.
mm,
What is the name of
The
the
Fifth
movie?
Element.
Go watch The Fifth Element.
That one's really good.
Yes.
That's funny.
It's funny. Go.
Go
Literally,
watch that.
you can find other movies.
Yeah. There's a
Just
bunch of Resident Evils. If like one doesn't catch you, there's probably
uh
another one that
huh.
will.
She's also in Zoolander. Go watch Zoolander. The first one. Never
True.
the second one. Never. Um.
She's in Hellboy.
Yeah. There's. Is she?
Yeah.
I don't remember her in Hellboy. She's in Hellboy. Oh, is she in
Mm-hmm.
the new one? I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
Oh yeah, she's in it.
she's in the new one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can't vouch for that movie. Haven't seen it, but there are other movies of hers you can watch.
Mm-hmm.
She's in that movie we love, Kelly. What was the name of it? What's 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 the name of it?
The recent, like a recent one.
Kind of recent, kind of not. Paradise Hills. She's in
Paradise.
Paradise
Oh,
Hill. Go
oh,
watch. Go watch Paradise
oh yeah, shoot.
Hills.
Yeah, go watch Paradise Hills. That one was really good, actually.
Yeah, there are other options, way better options
Yeah,
than this.
yeah. Go go find them.
Go find them, please. Okay, Kelly. What are your recommendations for this week?
Okay, so I've got two recommendations. Both of them are songs. The first one is "I Like That" by T Pain and Kehlani.
Mm, hmm.
Um, I don't know. Like the first time I heard it, I wasn't really like into it, and then for some reason it kept showing up on all of my like Spotify made playlists, and it's grown on me. It's actually a really good bop. So go listen to that one. And then my second one is "From the Start" by Laufey. That's also a really good song. It's more of, if you know anything about Laufey, she's got like uh big band inspired like swing jazzy type of music. This one does not disappoint. Same category. I love that for her. So yeah.
Mm, perfect. As for me, let's see. My first one is "Dive" by Victoria Monet. Great
Okay.
song. I love it so much. I love Victoria Monet. Great music. She needs to be bigger.
True.
My second recommendation is "Bounce with Me" by Bow Wow featuring Escape. Great song.
Hey.
I say
Okay.
featuring Escape very loosely. I think it's mostly Latasha. I don't think it's the full Escape crew.
I could believe that.
I
I could
feel
believe that.
I feel like it's one of those instances like with "Bring It All to Me" by Black featuring NSYNC, but it's only JC. I feel like it's
Yes.
like that same
It's
situation.
the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, love the song. Really fun. Bow Wow used to make hits.
Mm-hmm.
I know he is very weird now, a very weird person now, but back when he was making hits, he was making hits. He was like 12 years
Yes.
old making hit songs.
Yep.
But then the curse of Jermaine Dupri hit, like it does with everyone he touches. But that's a story for another day. Um, but yeah, listen to "Bounce with Me" by Bow Wow featuring Escape. My last recommendation is the live action Little Mermaid. Everyone go watch it.
Yeah.
It was great. I very much enjoyed my time. I knew Hallie was gonna be good. Like I knew of Hallie.
Yes.
I knew of Hallie because Chloe and Hallie,
Yes.
I've been a stan since I saw the music video for Drop at the Renaissance World Tour. That's when I that's when I became a stan.
Wow.
Literally,
Okay.
Callie was there with me. We were
Yes, I
literally
was.
it was like before the show started. They were playing Parkwood like artists, and most of them I
Mm.
was just like, uh, and
Yeah.
then they played the
Yeah.
music video for Drop by Chloe and Hallie, and I was like, oh, that's
We're like,
something. And then I
wait a
listened to the
minute.
Kids All Right album, got some hits off of that album. I
Mm.
was like, yep, that's going on playlist. And then their magnum opus came out, and I was like, yep, yep,
Yeah.
they're it.
They really did kill that, though, I will say.
Yes. That's gonna be like a sneak recommendation. Ungodly Hour.
Oh my god.
Ungodly Hour. Little sneak recommendation.
Just like slide it in there. Oh
Slide
god,
that
the
in there.
hour.
But yeah, Hallie is an amazing Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Melissa McCarthy was good as Ursula. I actually liked the Prince Eric guy. I didn't think I was gonna like him. I liked him. It was good.
People say he's really cute. I haven't really seen him, so I don't know.
Oh, I mean, sure, he's
Uh,
attractive, I guess. Um, yeah, he has a lot of butt shots in this movie, though.
what?
He- yeah, because they have him wearing incredibly tight pants, and
Oh,
they just keep having scenes of him like turned around with like his butt showing, and I'm just like, why?
that's hilarious.
And then he's also shirtless a lot. I think they
Oh.
knew. I think Rob Marshall knew what he was doing.
Oh, definitely.
He was like, we already got the kids. Let's get the adults.
Let's get the adults into this. Right.
But
Like we all know that most of the people that are going to see this are adults anyway that are
yeah,
bringing their kids, but it's mostly for adults.
yeah. Let's keep their attention somehow.
They're like, we know it's worked for Bridgerton. It's
Hmm.
worked for everything else. So
Yeah,
take the shirt off.
they were like we can't objectify Hallie, but we can
But
objectify this man.
yes.
No one will argue with us objectifying this white man.
yes. Yep.
So yeah, go watch the Little Mermaid. Like I said, try to watch it this week before.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, when you're listening to this,
Spider
this is
Verse.
Wednesday, and Into the Spider Verse
Yeah.
comes out tomorrow. So you
Yeah.
better hurry up and get into the theater so you can see it on a
Yeah.
big screen.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening. Uh Interesting movie this week.
Very
But
interesting.
yeah, don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and Instagram. They're both at SY2II Podcast. You can also send us your movie requests or your movie stories at our email, sy2iipodcast at gmail.com. If you're one of those people who bought this movie, why? Like, I
Yes.
legitimately want to know why.
Yeah, we do.
I need to know why. I need an explanation, and I need sources. I need to know. I need a dissertation. I need you to like
yeah.
explain frame by frame of this movie why you enjoyed it.
Yeah. We need timestamps. We need footnotes.
Yeah.
Diagrams would be helpful as well.
The only thing that I found even remotely interesting about this movie was the sword fight at the end, and it was bad because you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Like the idea of a sword fight in the dark is a cute idea, but in practice,
Yeah. When you
it's
actually think about it,
when
it's
you
in the dark, guys.
when you actually see it on screen, you're like, oh, that actually is a bad idea.
yeah, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Maybe next time we'll do one in Moonlight. That's a good
Yeah.
compromise. That's a good
Right. Or like
compromise.
because they're in a building, have one of the windows be broken and oh, look, there's a little bit of light coming through.
Or like a strobe light or
Hmm.
something. But like we need to
Right.
be able to see something.
Right. Is the sword fight in the room with us?
Yeah. Is a sword fight actually happening if you can't see the sword fight?
Right,
Or
exactly.
is this a lazy way of you to be like, no, there was a fight. You just couldn't
No.
see it.
We didn't have the budget by that time, so we literally just did a black screen and we put some
Yeah.
noises in the background.
Yeah. And then we ADR'd some like swooshing noises and some clanging noises.
Yes.
And we were like,
Yeah.
movie's done.
Exactly.
But yeah, hit us up at our email, sytyipodcast@gmail.com. Also, you can
Mhm.
share us with your friends and your family, subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts with 5 stars.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope everyone enjoyed your long weekend if you're in the United States. I
Mm-hmm.
hope everyone had good weather so they could go outside. Yesterday we had really good weather, today not so much, but tomorrow
Uh-oh.
we're having good weather again. So it's very weird,
Yay!
but I stayed in the house all day today anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I may go sit out in the sun for a little bit though, because it's going to be really nice.
Go get some sun, man.
Go get some. Yeah, I'm going to go get some sun. I mean, I'm going to go to a mechanic and see if they can
True.
fix my mirror, but then I'm going to go get some sun.
Yes.
Yeah. So everyone have a good week and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, gal.
Bye.
Bye.